Canada's athletic excellence this Thursday night. Teenage tennis phenom Victoria Mboko's biggest match yet.
Hopefully she wins.
And the rare honor bestowed upon NBA superstar Gilgeous-Alexander. The Israeli Prime Minister's intention to seize control of Gaza, what would happen to Palestinians, and who is pushing back. Allegations of mistreatment at a facility that's supposed to help troubled teenagers.
I left a lot more traumatized than I went in there.
Global News investigates. Plus, I double dog dare you. The little dog that took on this large home intruder.
Global National with Dawna Friesen.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin with a stunning victory by Canada's newest tennis star. 18-year-old Touria Mboko, who never expected to be in the final, has beaten a former world #1 player at the Canadian Open tennis tournament in Montreal. With power and unflinching determination, the teenager from Toronto was at the top of her game, defeating Naomi Osaka from Japan. Here's the moment.
When I was younger, you know, these kinds of achievements seem so far away, but like I would have never known it would come so close. So, I mean, to do something like this and to tell my younger self that just to keep training, keep believing in yourself, and like, oh my God, I'm getting so emotional right now.
Understandably emotional. Touria Izri is at the stadium in Montreal. Touria, that win makes her the highest-ranking Canadian tennis player right now.
And she is the first Canadian to win a Canadian Open in almost 6 years. And what a stunning victory. I mean, initially it didn't seem like it was going her way. It was much like the semifinals, but she kept her cool, she kept her composure, performed so well under pressure, and she defeated one of the biggest names in tennis, Naomi Osaka, who really, you know, by the end of it, seemed to give up. I mean, it was just quite remarkable, the maturity, the poise, and just the performance for someone who has really just, you know, defied all expectations during this tournament. So here's a little bit more on how she got here. One final warm-up before the last push. The 18-year-old has already gone further than anyone expected, with a winning streak that's captivated Canadians, especially younger tennis players.
She's actually a person I look up to, someone that inspires me a lot.
The Toronto tennis prodigy went from relative unknown to crowd favorite and is offering a masterclass in perseverance.
I think she actually has a good chance of winning. It's going to be hard and it's going to be long, but she has a chance of winning.
Vicky Mboko got here after pulling off upset after upset, becoming the first Canadian woman to defeat 3 former Grand Slam singles champions in a single WTA event in modern history. She beat former Wimbledon champ Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan. Mboko got off to a rocky start, including this stumble, but she clinched a nail-biting win.
You can do anything you aspire to do, and you know, the sky is always the limit, and I think that's just how I like to go about things.
She's the only Canadian to advance past the 3rd round in singles at this year's Canadian Open.
We're proud of the way she carries herself and obviously her performance and her tennis on the court. So yeah, it's great to see, and I think it's great for Canadian tennis.
So a lot of people are celebrating tonight. There are a lot of happy faces. This is a win for Mboko, a win for Canada, and it also comes with a prize of $1 million Canadian. Dawna?
What a victory. Touria Izri in Montreal. Thank you. Another exceptional Canadian athlete was celebrated in his hometown today. We'll take you to SGA Day in Hamilton, Ontario, just a little bit later. Israel's prime minister is following through on what his right-wing cabinet ministers have been demanding. Benjamin Netanyahu vows to expand military operations in Gaza and take control of the entire territory. He's vague about his long-term plans, though, including what would happen to the almost 2 million Palestinians who live there. Redmond Shannon reports on the plan and the pushback, including from Israelis.
Mayday! Families of Israeli hostages sail as close to Gaza as they are allowed.
We're running out of time. We're coming to save you. Do you hear us?
Screaming symbolically across the sea that they will not allow Benjamin Netanyahu to endanger hostage lives by trying to occupy all of Gaza.
We intend to, in order to assure our security, remove Hamas there. We want to have a security perimeter. We don't want to govern it. We don't want to be there as a governing body. We want to hand it over to Arab forces.
Speaking to Fox News, the Israeli Prime Minister confirmed his occupation intentions, although without much detail, just before presenting the plan to a divided security cabinet, including a reportedly sceptical Defence Forces chief. Eyal Zamir released a statement before the meeting saying the culture of debate is an inseparable part of the history of the Jewish people. The first phase of Netanyahu's plan would reportedly involve a full evacuation of northern Gaza, moving every resident closer to a proposed enclosed area in Rafah, where Israel's defense minister has suggested moving all Gazans who could only ever leave by going to Egypt. Aid groups say the plans will only worsen the suffering they see every day.
They contravene multiple binding international laws and conventions, including international humanitarian law, and it can very clearly be classified under crimes against humanity.
Although Netanyahu says he does not want to govern Gaza, two far-right ministers that prop up his coalition have openly called for the establishment of Jewish settlements in the Strip for the first time in 20 years. Dawna?
Redmond Shannon in London, thanks. Ontario's Premier was blunt today about what he thinks about the U.S. president.
He's probably the most disliked politician in the world in Canada because he's attacked his closest family member, and that's the way we look upon it. Even Republicans totally disagree, but they're too scared to come out and say anything because the president will go after him.
President Trump's trade war with the world kicked in today. More than 90 countries are hit with tariffs of 10% or more. Trump boasted again today about how great this all is for the U.S. economy. As Jackson Prosco reports, the reality is American consumers are paying a big price.
President Donald Trump's new global trading order has brought American tariffs to their highest level since the Great Depression.
The tariffs went up. I think we're going to be heading towards $50 billion a month in tariff revenue that no one's talked about except for the president.
For all the enthusiasm, the White House is reluctant to admit where the revenue will come from. It's not foreign countries, as Trump has claimed.
The check is written by the importer right at the dock.
Yeah, and then the importer can pass it on or not.
Pass it on to American consumers. Companies like Walmart, Volvo, and Adidas have warned of higher prices on everything from clothes to cars to groceries. Estimates are it will cost the average American family $2,400 per year, thanks to a president who promised to lower costs, but instead keeps announcing new duties.
100% tariff on all chips and semiconductors coming into the United States.
And what of Trump's much-hyped trade agreements with countries across the globe?
And yes, we're having discussions with the Americans, but Canadians want us to focus here at home.
Canada didn't get a deal and faces a 35% duty on goods not covered by the existing Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement. Japan, which has a deal, is still unsure of when promised lower tariff rates will take effect. There's nothing in writing, just the words and apparent whims of the American president.
What we have now are real agreements, but they're general agreements. They're framework agreements. And I think it's going to take months, if not years, to develop them into the more complete, fulsome trade agreements.
Even if trade agreements are ultimately reached, Trump has repeatedly warned that tariffs are subject to change at any time based on a country's relationship with the U.S., or at least their relationship with him. Dawna?
Jackson Prosco in Washington, thanks. Faced with that uncertainty, Canada's Prime Minister is forging ahead with his plan to make Canada's economy less reliant on the U.S. Mark Carney says Indigenous rights are central to those plans, including the new law aimed at fast-tracking major infrastructure projects. Carney met with Métis leaders today. Mackenzie Gray reports on what they discussed and some of the pushback Carney is getting.
Good open conversation.
For the third time this summer, the Prime Minister meeting with Indigenous groups about his government's central domestic priority.
How we build is building in true partnership with Indigenous peoples, our communities and our country.
The sit-down with Métis representatives lasting for over 4 hours.
Prime Minister had
a seemingly positive conversation from both sides.
It was a great meeting, very constructive, lots of good ideas, good energy in the room.
There was a lot of like-minded people around that table today that want to move our Métis governments forward and move Canada forward.
But getting to work with Indigenous groups will require restoring a historically rocky relationship.
I think that's a question of 200 years of a very complicated history in this country, and, trust doesn't just happen overnight.
Other Indigenous communities not as convinced. Martin Falls First Nation from Northern Ontario is suing the federal and provincial governments over recent legislation to fast-track natural resources projects.
We are willing to talk. We are willing to share. We are willing to build, but we are not willing to be stepped on or stepped over.
The House of Commons passed Bill C-5 in June, giving the federal cabinet extraordinary powers to unilaterally exempt projects they deem in the national interest from many laws. But that bill not good enough for the Conservatives, leading Pierre Poilievre to rehash key election campaign promises, wanting Carney to repeal environmental assessment laws and a ban on oil tankers on BC's north coast.
Not a single major pipeline or natural gas facility, a new one, has been identified for approval by the Carney government.
The Liberals say they'll announce which projects have been chosen in the early fall, Dawna, with sources telling Global News they'll name over a dozen projects in the national interest to try and get multiple shovels in the ground as quickly as possible.
Okay, Mackenzie Gray, thank you. In eastern Newfoundland, more communities are being evacuated because of wildfires. 900 people from 2 communities are being forced from their homes because of a fire that's already burned over 2,000 hectares. Winds and high temperatures are fueling 3 out-of-control fires in Newfoundland and Labrador. A number of communities northwest of St. John's are also under evacuation orders. The federal government is sending military help to support the evacuations, the firefighting, and the delivery of essential supplies. A senior Winnipeg police officer is facing criminal charges, including drug trafficking, stealing ammunition, and taking an intimate photo of a deceased woman.
These are very serious allegations which go directly against the values of the Winnipeg Police Service, tarnishing our reputation and eroding the public's confidence within our service.
Constable Elston Bostock, a 22-year member of the force, was placed on paid leave in November when he was first arrested and charged with other offenses, including breach of trust, obstructing justice, and theft. Investigators then uncovered 84 suspected drug deals and other alleged misconduct dating back to 2016. He was re-arrested on Wednesday. Another officer, Vernon Stratinsky, a 15-year veteran, has also been charged relating to allegations of evicting tenants without authority. Troubling allegations about a treatment program for teenagers. Coming up, how one person says the facility left her traumatized. Global News investigates. A months-long Global News investigation has uncovered troubling allegations about a treatment program for teenagers with locations in Ontario and Alberta. It's called Venture Academy, and it claims to help youth with mental health issues or addictions. Parents pay thousands of dollars every month to send their kids there, but dozens of young people who went to Venture say they suffered psychological and emotional harm, placed in harsh programs where they were isolated and degraded. Krista Hessey reports.
Inside a residential treatment program meant to help so-called troubled teens. This is how one former worker says they were instructed to treat youth.
Like they don't exist, that they're not human, that they have no rights.
Those teens were sent to Venture Academy, a company that bills itself as Canada's leading program for struggling teens, with locations in Ontario, Alberta, and previously BC.
I left a lot more traumatized than I went in there.
A Global News investigation has uncovered widespread concerns about Venture's operations dating back years. In Ontario, interviews and documents reveal claims that the environment was highly punitive.
You had to have your head down walking. You weren't allowed to make eye contact. If there was anything that looked like you were making a signal for help, you were reprimanded.
Desperate parents pay more than $11,000 a month to send their child to Venture, which advertises intensive counseling and a therapeutic home care environment. But numerous youth and former workers say Therapy was infrequent, staff were unqualified, and treatment came in the form of punishment.
There was nothing therapeutic about that program.
While some teens and parents said Venture helped, 15 youth, including Isabel, told Global News their mental health worsened. Some said they developed PTSD, new addictions, and crippling anxiety.
I have nightmares, I can't leave my apartment, I get panic attacks.
In 2020, an investigation by an Ontario Children's Aid Society found some teens at Venture were at risk of emotional harm, restricted to their rooms, and could only use the washroom during permitted times, which some youth said made them urinate themselves. 2 years later, another investigation, this time by Ontario's Ministry of Children. It raised concerns about Venture violating teens' rights by subjecting youth to regular searches, cameras in one of the homes, and bedroom doors equipped with alarms.
They literally felt like it was a prison.
Ontario's Ministry of Children said it has never suspended or revoked Venture's license, but wouldn't answer any questions about its oversight of the company. Venture Academy declined an interview, but said in an emailed statement that Venture has been a lifeline for youth and that 99% of parents felt their child benefited from the program, and it is committed to safety, quality, and responsive care. Dawna?
Krista Hessey in Toronto. Thanks, Krista. Ahead, the political battle brewing in Battle River, Alberta, why Canada's Conservative leader may not have it in the bag. Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is trying again to win a seat in the House of Commons. He was defeated in the last federal election, losing an Ottawa area riding he'd held for years. This time he's running in a rural Alberta riding, considered a safe Conservative seat. Though, as Heather Yurix-West reports, an independent candidate is working hard to defeat him.
Where dinosaurs once battled, signs of another showdown ahead between a name as well known as T-Rex and those trying to bring a political heavyweight down.
When I started, my goal was to take a chunk of the vote share and explain to the Conservative Party that we are not tools to be used.
In a field of 200 apparent candidates, Bonnie Critchley has emerged as Pierre Poilievre's biggest challenger. Angry, the Conservative leader has been parachuted in to run in a riding that's not his home.
This isn't right. It's just, so here I am.
Critchley is a military vet who served in Afghanistan, and while she knows it's a long shot,
we're voting Conservative. We think that Pierre is the best person to keep the Liberals accountable.
Fair enough.
She's confident she can win.
I didn't think I could at the start, but going door to door to door to door, people are upset. People are very upset, and it's a quiet anger.
We asked for the chance to speak with Pierre Poilievre on the campaign trail too, but had to settle for one of 5 questions granted to media at his most recent press conference.
I'm loving the campaign. I'm having a lot of fun, actually. I love the people of Battle River Crowfoot. They are the people who feed power and protect our country.
Pictures on his social media page show the Conservative leader has spent the summer campaigning hard after losing the Ottawa riding he had held since 2004. His political future now on the line.
It's a bit of a humiliation that he has to come to such a safe seat in Alberta and run here. If he loses this, then no, I think his days are done then as leader of the Conservative Party.
Most pollsters agree that predicting riding level results is exceedingly difficult, meaning we will have to wait until the people of Battle River Crowfoot cast their ballots on August 18th. Dawna?
Okay, Heather Yurix-West in Drumheller, Alberta tonight. Thanks. Hometown honor next, how Hamilton is paying tribute to SGA. He is a basketball superstar now, but Gilgeous-Alexander has never lost sight of where he came from. And today his hometown of Hamilton, Ontario showed him some love. He was given the keys to the city and had a street named after him. As Eric Sorensen reports, Hamilton's hard-working reputation has certainly rubbed off on him.
SGA! SGA!
Every community celebrates its hometown sports heroes, but Hamilton and Gilgeous-Alexander are a perfect match, with one core value in common, a blue-collar work ethic that the fans love.
A perfect Hamiltonian, as you can describe it, hard-working, blue-collar, goes to work every day, does his job.
He's just a humble, good guy. Gives back to his community.
The Steel City is proud of its hard-working reputation, and so is SGA, whether winning a championship and MVP awards on the court or practicing for hours away from the spotlight. He's the first Hamiltonian to receive a key to the city in more than 25 years, and he earned it.
You've done it with humility, with heart, and an unwavering connection to the city you call home.
His Hamilton roots and his hard work, he says, helped him become who he is today.
Hamiltonians carry a different sense of grit, determination, pride, and energy. I carry that with me every day and everywhere I go.
Celebrating Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has added meaning this year, especially here. This city, its steel, are direct targets of American tariffs. SGA represents the city, he represents the country, and his sporting achievements are part of our national identity. Starting with Canada's Four Nations victory in hockey, the sport's elbows up metaphor has been a rallying cry for all Canadians.
Elbows up. Elbows up.
It's no coincidence the flag has been prominent, its visibility appreciated by Canadians, with swimmer Summer McIntosh's 4 World Championship gold medals, Victoria Mboko's run to the tennis finals in Montreal, even the Blue Jays in ballparks around America. Don't underestimate the team from Canada. And of course, there was Shea, celebrating a title in the heart of Oklahoma, wrapped in a Canadian flag.
Getting Canadian love and showing Canadian pride's awesome.
I'm proud of him. I think it's safe to say that Hamilton is his now, you know?
It comes down to the perseverance of great athletes in a country they're proud to represent. In this city, it's called steely determination. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Hamilton, Ontario.
And that is Global National for this Thursday. I'm Dawna Friesen. Tonight's Your Canada is a bit of video from West Vancouver that caught our eye and is a good reason to keep your doors closed or at least have a guard dog. A black bear wandered into the house, had a look around and helped itself to some dog food, and then the barking started. Scout is a fierce 3-year-old Pomeranian who took charge and chased that bear out of the house. Small dogs are always the feistiest. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you here again next week. Bye-bye.